One sunny afternoon, an ant named Milo was wandering through the forest, carrying tiny crumbs back to his colony. As he scurried along, his tiny legs moving quickly through the grass, he noticed something strange sticking out of the ground. Curious, he scurried closer and saw it, a huge, golden grain of wheat. Milo's eyes widened. "Wow," he whispered to himself. "That's the biggest grain of wheat I've ever seen. It must be precious." Milo had never seen anything so big. In his colony, the ants usually gathered tiny seeds and crumbs. A grain of wheat this large could feed the entire colony for weeks. Excitedly, Milo tried to push it, but it was too heavy for him to move alone. "Maybe I can get help," he thought, and ran back to the colony. When he arrived, he found his friend, Emma, the strongest ant in the colony. "Emma, you have to come with me," he said. "I found something amazing in the forest." Emma raised an eyebrow. "What is it, Milo?" "It's a huge grain of wheat," Milo said, practically hopping in excitement. "We can use it to feed the entire colony for a long time." Emma smiled. "A big grain of wheat, you say? Let's go see." Together, they scurried back through the forest to where Milo had found the treasure. When Emma saw the grain, her eyes nearly popped out of her head. "That's enormous. How are we going to move it?" Milo scratched his head. "I don't know. It's way too heavy for just us." After thinking for a moment, Emma had an idea. "Let's get the others. If we work together, we can move it." So, Milo and Emma ran back to the colony, calling for all the ants to come and help. Soon, dozens of ants arrived, ready to pitch in. They all lined up in a row, forming a chain from the colony to the grain of wheat. One by one, they carefully took turns pushing, pulling, and rolling the wheat. It took a lot of teamwork and a lot of effort, but slowly but surely, the ants managed to move the massive grain back to their home. When they finally arrived at the anthill, the entire colony cheered. The queen ant even called Milo and Emma to the front. "Well done, my little helpers," she said. "You brought us a treasure beyond measure. This wheat will feed us for many seasons to come." Milo felt proud. "It wasn't just me, though. We all worked together to move it." Emma nodded. "That's right. Teamwork is the real treasure." From that day on, the colony lived happily, knowing that the huge grain of wheat would sustain them for a long time. And Milo learned an important lesson: even the smallest ant can find something precious, but it's teamwork that makes it truly valuable. The end.